The Emperor of Zynathar was known across the spiral arms for his cruelty, his extravagance, and his collection of mechanical wonders. His machines could terraform moons, rewrite DNA, and even simulate consciousness. But his people whispered that his heart was colder than the void itself. So when the Interstellar Concord summoned him to send an emissary for peace, a marriage alliance, no less, he laughed for 3 days. Then he sent his daughter. Princess Vareen of Zynathar was unlike any royal born in the past century. In a court of engineered perfection, where bodies were sculpted by nanobots and metabolisms ran like clockwork, she was considered defective. She was soft where others were sharp, curved where others were carved. The courtiers sneered behind jeweled masks, whispering that she was the emperor's joke of nature. And perhaps she was. Her father called her an unfortunate experiment. Yet, when he sent her as a gift to the Concord's outpost on Urith Station, a desolate ring of steel orbiting a dying sun, he smirked. "Let them laugh," he said. "Let them see what becomes of a man who asks for peace." Vareen bowed her head, her throat burning, and boarded the shuttle without a word. The man she was sent to marry wasn't a noble, nor even a soldier. He was a mechanic, a human from a dying blue planet. His name was Jonas Hale. He worked alone in the heart of Urith Station, fixing things no one else could fix. Machines that powered the atmosphere domes, the water recyclers, the ancient reactors left behind by species long extinct. His hands were scarred, his voice quiet. Most days he didn't even bother to look at the stars until the Emperor's ship arrived. When the docking doors opened, he expected a weapon, a monster, or maybe some kind of twisted envoy meant to insult him. Instead, he saw her, a woman stepping down the ramp in heavy crimson robes, her face pale beneath the artificial lights. Her hair was dark as the space between worlds, braided in intricate coils, and she looked terrified. Jonas frowned. "You're the envoy?" "I am Princess Vareen of Zynathar," she said, her voice trembling but clear. "My father has sent me to fulfill the alliance." He blinked. "You're serious?" She nodded. "He said you would find me amusing." Jonas stared for a long time. Then softly, "He's an ass." For the first time in days, Vareen almost smiled. Life on Urith Station was nothing like Zynathar. There were no silk halls, no crystalline ceilings, no servants gliding like ghosts through corridors. The station groaned with age, lights flickering like dying fireflies. The air smelled faintly of metal and ozone, and yet, for the first time, Vareen felt like she could breathe. Jonas gave her a small cabin near the mechanic's workshop. It had a single bunk, a cracked viewport, and a blanket that smelled faintly of oil. She touched everything like it might disappear. He caught her tracing the rivets on the wall one night. "You miss your palace?" he asked, half teasing. She shook her head. "No. For the first time, I feel like I'm somewhere real." He didn't know what to say to that. Days passed. Jonas worked. Vareen watched. Sometimes she brought him tools he didn't ask for. Sometimes she sat in silence, humming songs he'd never heard, her voice filling the mechanical hum of the room like sunlight through dust. Once, when he was under a fusion conduit, she crouched beside him and asked, "Why do you do this? Fix things that everyone else abandoned?" He grunted. "Someone has to. If the recyclers fail, people die. Can't count on nobles to get their hands dirty." She smiled faintly. "You think I can't?" He rolled out from under the conduit, grease smeared across his cheek. "You a princess?" She met his gaze without flinching. "I may not know your machines, but I've been broken and rebuilt my whole life. Maybe I can learn." There was something in her voice, a quiet defiance that made his chest tighten. He handed her a wrench, then learn. It turned out she was serious. Within weeks, she'd memorized the station's layout, learned the basics of reactor maintenance, and could calibrate a servo joint faster than half the crew. Jonas found himself watching her more than he should, how her hands moved with patience and care, how she didn't complain when her clothes got dirty, how her laughter filled the empty metal halls. She was nothing like he expected. And one evening, as they worked side by side repairing a damaged vent, he realized something else. He'd stopped noticing her size. No, that's not right. He noticed it, but not the way others did. Where the courtiers saw too much, he saw warmth. He saw strength. He saw softness that felt like home after years of steel and solitude. He caught himself staring once too long, and when she met his eyes, he turned away, muttering an excuse. But she'd seen, and she smiled. The Emperor, however, had not forgotten his joke. Months later, his fleet appeared in the skies above Urith Station, sleek ships of gold and onyx, humming with the sound of 1,000 reactors. The message was simple: return my daughter. The joke has gone on long enough. Jonas was in the workshop when the transmission arrived. He looked up as Vareen entered, pale and trembling. "He wants me back," she whispered. Jonas clenched his jaw. "You're not a possession." "He'll burn this station if I refuse." He stood, grease-stained and furious. "Let him try," she touched his arm. "Jonas, people will die." "Then let me talk to him." They met on the observation deck, the Emperor's hologram towering like a god of light. His voice dripped disdain. "So this is the mechanic my daughter chose to debase herself with. Tell me, human, does her deformity amuse you?" Jonas didn't bow. He didn't even flinch. "She's the best damn thing that's ever happened to this station. Or to me." The Emperor's eyes narrowed. "You mistake pity for love." "No," Jonas said quietly. "I know love when I see it. You're just too small to recognize it." For a moment, silence. Then the Emperor laughed. "You insolent creature. Very well, keep her. But know this, she carries my name and with it my curse." The hologram dissolved into light. In the days that followed, Urith Station waited for annihilation. But no fleet came. No firestorm, no war. Just silence. Vareen, however, was not the same. She grew quieter, haunted by her father's words. Sometimes she woke in the night, trembling, murmuring things in Zynathari dialects Jonas didn't understand. Once he found her staring out the viewport, tears glistening in the glow of the dying sun. "What if he's right?" she whispered. "What if I'm just a curse?" Jonas stepped behind her, wrapping his arms around her shoulders. "You're not a curse, Vareen. You're a miracle. And I don't care what anyone says, you're mine if you'll have me." She turned, eyes wide. "Yours?" "Yeah," he said softly. "If you'll let me be yours too." Her breath hitched. "Jonas." Then she kissed him. Months turned into a year. Together, they rebuilt the station's core, restoring power to sections that had been dark for decades. Refugees came, drawn by rumors of safety and warmth in the cold void. Vareen worked beside Jonas, grease-streaked and radiant, no longer the Emperor's joke, but the heart of something new. People began calling her the Lady of the Rings, a name spoken with respect and affection. One evening, as they stood watching the sunset over the dying star, Jonas took her hand. "Do you ever miss it? The palace?" She smiled faintly. "No, that world never saw me. Here I was seen before I was judged." He nodded. "Then we'll make this our kingdom," she laughed. "A mechanic's kingdom?" He grinned. "The best kind." Years later, when word finally came that the Emperor of Zynathar was dead, the galaxy expected his daughter to reclaim the throne. They sent envoys with gifts, fleets to escort her home, ambassadors begging for alliance. She refused them all. "I have a home," she said simply, standing beside Jonas on the deck of Urith Station. "And it is here." The Emperor's throne went to another, and the legends of Zynathar spoke of a princess who vanished into the stars. Some said she was cursed, others that she'd become a ghost haunting the old empires. But on a forgotten ring around a fading sun, her laughter still echoed through the steel corridors, and every machine hummed just a little brighter when she passed. Epilogue. Decades later, long after Jonas and Vareen were gone, explorers found Urith Station still running perfectly, its systems cleaner and more efficient than any in known space. In the heart of the reactor room, they discovered an inscription etched into a panel of alloy. She was sent as a joke. "I found perfection. JH." They say that sometimes, if you listen closely in the silence of the void, you can hear the hum of the old machines forming a melody, a song that sounds like laughter, warm and human, echoing across eternity.